people will agree with what I've said about the value of being intellectually engaged for believers, but they'll deny that it's of any use in winning unbelievers to Christ. Nobody comes to Christ through arguments, they'll tell you. Now, I think that such folks are to a certain extent just victims of false expectations. When you reflect on the fact that most people who hear the gospel don't respond to it and accept Christ, we shouldn't really be surprised that most people will not be persuaded by our arguments and evidence. But then you might say, why bother with that minority of a minority with whom arguments and evidence are effective? Well, two reasons. First, because every human being is precious to God, a person for whom Christ died. But secondly, this minority, though relatively small in numbers, is huge in influence. One of those persons, for example, was C.S. Lewis. And just think of the continuing impact that one man's conversion still continues to have. I find that most of the people who respond to the arguments and evidence I present tend to be people in engineering, medicine, or lawyers. And such people are among some of the most influential in shaping American society today. So if we can reach these people, it will in turn yield a great harvest for the kingdom of God. And in any case, the generalization that arguments and evidence are not effective in evangelism is just not true. Lee Strobel recently remarked to me that he has lost count of the number of people that have come to Christ through his books, The Case for Christ and The Case for Faith. And in our own ministry, we're continually thrilled to see people coming to Christ, making decisions for Christ, through hearing a gospel presentation coupled with an intellectual defense of the truth of the Christian worldview. So those who say that arguments and evidence are ineffective in winning unbelievers to Christ must be speaking out of their limited experience. When a gospel presentation is sensitively combined with a persuasive case for Christianity and your personal testimony, then the Spirit of God is pleased to use it to draw people to himself.